Hi everyone, welcome to day 1 of distance learning for visual arts class. So this whole video thing is something that I wanted to try out because I felt like it would be a little more interesting for you guys to watch this video and to follow along with the directions for class and see demonstrations rather than just reading and watching other people's YouTube videos of how to do things. So I'm going to give this a shot and see how it works. And I'd love to hear your feedback about whether you find it helpful or not. That's my dog, Sula, right there. You'll probably be seeing her in a lot of these. So for the next few days, we're going to be practicing something called gesture drawing. Gesture drawing captures the essence of the subject matter. It is a simple, quickly made drawing that shows the position or movement of a body. A few of the main keys for gesture drawing is you're going to work quickly, but you're not going to work recklessly, meaning you're not going to be scribbly about it. You're going to have really loose lines. You're going to try to capture the essence of the form. I know that sounds a little weird, but basically you're not going to be focusing on making it look like the person, okay, necessarily, and drawing accurately and obsessing over every little thing. You're moving fast and you're really just trying to capture the movement, okay? Embrace the curves of the figure, so don't ignore any curves that your figure might have. And start with the head first. So here we see an example of a gesture drawing. As you can see, there's a lot of loose lines. It's not like a clean, refined drawing. We're not going for a clean or refined drawing. You're going for loose lines that capture the movement and the essence of the figure. So that's what we have here. Here you can see something called the line of action. So we start with the head, which is just simply a circle. And then this swooping line coming down from the head. So when this person was looking at their figure to draw, they kind of thought about, it's almost like you're thinking about their spine and then how it continues. So they started with that and then kind of worked off of that. So then they worried about the torso and the waist and the thighs and the arms and the positioning of all that. But getting that line of action is what's going to set kind of like a base for you for drawing. So now I'm going to demonstrate a 30-second pose for you. So you will always be drawing in different timed increments, and this was a 30-second pose, so it's very quick. So as you can see, I started with my line of action. I probably should have drawn the head first, but I ignored my own rules. Oops. There's the head. So I'm essentially just doing quick movement. Look how fast I'm moving. It doesn't matter if that bottom leg looks too long. I'll fix that later. It doesn't matter if the neck needs to be longer. I'll fix that later. I'm really just trying to move fast and capture the movement and the rhythm that this figure is in. Focusing on the curve, so I'm not ignoring things like her hips or her thighs or her calves or anything like that. So this next pose is a 1-minute pose, and we have some guy doing some cool move. So where I started here was I started with a few lines of action. A true line of action would have gone down from his head and down to that bottom leg that's standing on the ground, but I kind of had it loop up there. And then after that, it's almost like you're starting with a stick figure. If you want to think of it that way, you can think of it that way. After that, I'm doing a pretty bad job of drawing in his different body parts and limbs. Just noticing now his leg's too short, blah, blah, blah. But the point of this is to not obsess over those little things. It's to really try to capture the movement of it. Yeah. I'm including his fists, and I keep going over certain lines just to kind of strengthen them a little bit more. What I'm going to have you do today is you're going to go back into the Schoology folder for this day, and I'm going to have you click on a YouTube video. this YouTube video is going to show you different images that you are going to work from. So they're going to be timed, so they're going to be on the screen for a certain amount of time. Please don't pause and spend extra time working on these. If it says 30 seconds, you should really only spend 30 seconds on it. If it says a minute, do it for a minute. I want you to get at least 4 or 5 of these done. And those will be uploaded into your progress report. If you want to work on the same page in your sketchbook for 2 or 3 of the figures, that's perfectly fine. You do not have to have 1 page dedicated for each figure. So after that, you're going to create your progress report, and you're going to take photos of your sketchbook, whatever you made, even if you don't like it. I want to see it. And you're going to upload them into there. So you should be drawing for about I'd say you can be drawing for about 5 to 10 minutes, okay? However long that takes you. And if you work for 10 minutes and you end up doing 10 gesture drawings, then you can pick your favorite ones. But I want you to upload at least 3 photos into your progress report and write at least 5 sentences outlining what you did today. So I don't want you to waste sentences on basically saying, I clicked on Miss Parslow's video. End of sentence 1. I watched the video for a while. End of sentence 2. Then I drew. That's not what you're going to be writing in your progress report. You're going to be writing something like, after I finished watching Miss Parslow's video about gesture drawing, I started to draw my own in my sketchbook. That could be your first sentence. Don't copy that word for word, though. And when I was gesture drawing, I struggled at first to not include details, but after the second or third drawing, I started to get the hang of it and loosen up a bit. Something I still am struggling with is making the figure look realistic, blah, 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 blah. You get the point. Just talk about your experience with it and your process. Your progress report written component should be personal to what you are doing. You're not just narrating the instructions for the class, okay? Now, if you're looking at Schoology and you go into our folder for progress reports, there is a Word document in there that says progress report format, copy and paste into Google Doc. So I think that you have to download it first, but essentially what you're going to do is you're going to copy and paste that into a Google Doc that you create, okay? I would save a blank copy of this into a Google Doc so that every day for progress reports, you just go back and copy that, and instead of going into this file in Schoology and copying it from here. Just a suggestion. If that didn't make any sense to you, just ignore it. So in your progress report, I want you to write today's date and your name and the time that you started working on this and the end time. If you don't remember the exact time you started, just try to ballpark it. Then you're going to upload your photo documentation. Please make sure they are clear photos and I can see them. Some of you upload really blurry photos to your website. This is how I'm going to be assessing you, so it's really important that these photographs are clear. And then you're going to write at least 5 sentences about what you accomplished for classwork today, which I already went over. Please do write in complete sentences. You're not in elementary school. It's really annoying when I read sentences that are like, next, I drew a picture. I drew for a while. Like, sound intelligent, okay? Just make them full sentences. I'm not going to be crazy about grammar. That's not what I'm assessing you on here. So that's about it. And then going back into the folder for that day, the day 1 folder, the very last step that you'll see in there is to submit your progress report. So I would just get that done and submit it as soon as possible. Any day that we have this due, please don't just keep putting it off to the last minute. It will end up causing you more stress than if you were to just set aside some time, 30 minutes, get this work done, submit it, okay? If you have any questions, please contact me. We can do Schoology conferences, which is where we either see each other in video or we're just talking with our audio. And we can do that during the office hours, which I believe is 10:35 to 11:05, or just any other time that works for the both of us. We can email back and forth. We can have a phone call. Really, whatever is best for you. Just please do not hold on to questions that you have, because we really want to solve them up front in the beginning of this so it is smooth sailing from here. Thank you guys. See you next class.